Hey, it's Darlene. Welcome to my channel and welcome to my creative life. I am creating a beautiful project for the Jenlee Schoolcraft because I make pretty crafty things, and I know you do too. That's why you're here watching. So I have this stamp set called Happy Thoughts, and it's from Close to My Heart, which was given to me, or which is on the actual Jenlee Schoolcraft website. So I have been heart eyeing these faux stamps, postage stamp cards. And I don't have the die, I don't have the stencils, and which is probably why I haven't really started one. But I don't know why when I saw that stamp set, I thought, I just felt like it. I really wanted to try it. So what I did is I went to my Cricut and thought, I've got to be able to make something with the Cricut. But here's a little hint. I didn't really make it. What I did was I looked up projects, because if you know the Cricut and design space, people share their projects all the time. And there were actually quite a few full stamped images like this that were available. So if you go to my blog, which I'll have my link to my blog and other things that you need in the information box. But on the blog, I'll have the design space file so that you can copy it as well. So you don't necessarily need to buy all the things, which I really love about the Cricut. So back to the project. I used my Close to My Heart ink pads. Don't know why, just figured why not. And some paddle brushes. I added some color onto the white part of the faux stamps. And I also have some just random background stamps. Like you can see the little polka dots. I had some little words, and here is a little leaf print, and I stamped them with the same color, so tone on tone, onto the white cardstock. As an afterthought, to be honest with you, I probably would have liked it to be plain white, but I'm telling you, I absolutely adore the end result, and I hope you do too. So what I did is I went and I just kind of grabbed each stamp or faux stamp and decided, okay, what stamp am I going to put on it and in what color? So I just kind of went through and I just kind of guessed, and for the most part I liked everything that I did, so it was no problem. I stamped that beautiful cranberry ink on that yellow background, and then I did, because I wanted to fill the stamp as much as possible, so then I did a little bit extra portion up there on the top, and that's pretty much what I did for all of them. I did use the Think Happy Thoughts sentiment, which of course you can't see on the screen right now, but it is part of the stamp set, and I used that on one of the skinnier stamps or faux stamps going horizontally. So this card ends up being like a horizontal fold versus a portrait one. So anyhow, with this one, I didn't want to do one solid color, so I used the ink pads and I covered the leaf part with the green and then the flower part with that blue. Oh, like I said, I'm just swooning over here. I adore everything that's going on here. So you saw me earlier when I cut out that the faux stamp base, and then there were little color cardstock that were like a matte, I guess, that go underneath these faux stamps. So I cut them in a really deep yellow, so like that honey yellow. But even as I was cutting it, I thought to myself, do I want it to be yellow? So I cut another set of just that matte color in a pink, and you'll see later on, I try them kind of both out, and then I make a decision on which one I actually use for the card. So I do have extra colors, mattes, so I may end up doing a second one because I just love this card so much. And again, I'm just filling these faux stamps as much as possible with these different color of inks, and again they're just turning out so beautiful. I just absolutely love it, and I hope you do too. So a little bit about the Jenlee Schoolcraft website. So this website is budget friendly, and it has new and gently used products. Now, when I'm saying new and gently used, some of these products will be retired, some of them will be discontinued for whatever reason, just a variety of different reasons why they have these products on the website. And I'm telling you, people, go check it out, because there's a lot of variety and great prices. So I will have also in that information box my discount code, because if you use my first name, which is spelled Dorlene, Dorlene, you will get an extra 10% off these already low prices. So that's a deal. So here's what I was talking about, where I cut out both that yellow and the pink. And you know what, people? I really, really, really like the pink. So that's what I go with. Now, that's pretty much what the card's going to look like. But as I'm kind of looking around at it, I think to myself, look at that base. You see how there's little polka dots or dots all the way around the edge? I decided to trim it down a little bit so it kind of has that stamp edge, which is that kind of half circles, I guess. And you'll see that in a minute. So right now I'm just attaching the white faux stamps to the background colors. But before I do that, I'm going to trim this off like I mentioned before. And it was actually a good idea too, because this piece right here, without me cutting it down, it is 4.25 by 5. No, excuse me, 4 by 5.25. No, I was right. 4.25 by 5.5, which fits the exact size of an A2 card. So I like that I trimmed it down a little bit, because now I have a little bit of a color mat from the card base to this faux stamp. Now I have a couple of stamps that are like stamp cancellation stamps, things like that, and I am going to mess around with those later. But before I do that, I decided I was going to do some, just with the black pen, put some edging around each one of these faux stamps. Did you see how I pulled that ruler out? I don't know who I was kidding. I never do anything with a ruler. I also decided to use a white pen and just add just kind of little marks here and there. I love the way this looks, because I feel like it really gives like a, I don't know if Mediterranean is the right word, almost like a Mexican pottery kind of look to it. Now, I did a little bit there, you saw me, but just a minute, I'm going to actually put a lot more, because I love it so much. And I felt like, you know what, if I was going to do it, I need to do it, right? So you'll see in a minute how I really just go in there and just add more and more and more and more. And then I used a black card base, which again, beautiful. Look at how those colors pop. Oh my gosh, I just love this card. I just can't believe it took me this long to create it. And I don't know why I didn't think using the Cricut before, but if you have a Cricut, pull it out and definitely try this card. So again, everything will be in the information box. I hope you like this card, and if you do, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I do post at least 2 videos a week. One is always scrapbooking. The other is whatever it is I'm creating in the command center, which is the name of my craft room and also my blog. And again, what I'm creating is usually some kind of paper crafts, but stick around, because I do have like art journaling, junk journaling. I do lots of Cricut crafts, which you already heard me mention my Cricut, which include things with vinyl or HTV, just stuff. I just like to play. I live a creative life, and I love it. So here's one of those cancellation stamps. Now, I don't know if you took a really good look, but it's actually a Christmas one. So that's why I use that, wipe, and just wiped out that middle that said North Pole. Now this one right here makes me so mad, because look at the stamps in the right spot. I stamp it and look, it's upside down. Oh my goodness. This is obviously the first time I've used this stamp, so I need to fix that. But you know what? There's no letters or words that really show, so it works fine. I'm not too worried about it. I think it still kind of gives the illusion of like stamped being canceled, that kind of thing. Or yeah, stamped being canceled. So because it's a black card base, I did add a white piece in the inside, and I just used scrap from what was left over after I cut that, the faux stamps base and the individual stamps. So it worked out perfect. Everything was right there, and I only had to use one piece of white paper for that. But I do hope you like this. Again, please check out that Jenlee Schoolcraft website, because you will definitely find a deal. But the thing you have to remember is you need to purchase quick. Sometimes you see something and you think, I'll try it later and try to get one. It might be gone, folks. So if you like it and you love it, you got to get it. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. Have a great day. Bye.